Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your brother Najib here, and we're back here with another episode of DEEN LOVE Q&A, where we answer questions questions from people like you, right? The Deen lovers who have questions. You can send all of your questions to deenlovetoday@gmail.com, and we will get back to you. We got an amazing question here, and I think it's from a sister. We don't know, which is a good thing that we don't know the gender of some of the questions, because it's a good thing. Let's read the question here because it's a heavy one. The questioner says, I'm 19 and my parents are asking me to get married because of some reasons, but I'm not interested. So what do I do? Listen to them or say what I feel and stand with it? Because I've already said to them that I'm not ready. So basically, the individual does not want to get married, but his or her parents are forcing them to get married, and they want them to get married. So the question is, am I Islamically forced to agree? Or am I Islamically encouraged to agree to what my parents want me to do? Now, this is a very good question, and whoever asked this question got to be really, really bright. And they're looking for the right answers in the right places, and they're looking for information. And if you're ever stuck in something like this, the mu'min doesn't battle these type of situations by themselves. Wisdom is that you seek out فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ, right? If you don't know something, ask the people who can help you with that, and surely you'll always be in good situations in life. But when you try to do it on your own, and sometimes things can go out of control. So this is a very, very good question, and I want to start out by saying marriage is a very, very important thing. I encourage people to get married at a younger age for many different reasons, and maybe I'll explain that some other time, some other way, some other question, hopefully, right? Maybe you can send that question and say, Brother Najib, why is it that you believe that? And we'll put it on the list or something. But marriage is very, very important. And I want to say to you guys that this is something that is encouraged in the Deen, in the Quran and in the Sunnah. Marriage is really a blessing. The faster you get to it, the better and smoother life will be. People who get married later in life, they regret and wish that they got married earlier in life. Now this is like unanimous. Go around asking anybody who has gotten married late. Majority of people will tell you that they wish they have gotten married at an earlier age. Now that's the first thing. So the Deen, it encourages marriage. It's something that is khair. There is a lot of a'mal, ajr, kids, blessings, rahmah, love, mercy. There's so many different things that come from marriage. So I want to put that aside one time. Second thing is you refusing to get married. Okay, you not wanting to get married. Okay, if you not wanting to get married is if you don't have a good reason for that, now that's really disappointing that you're at this stage in life. What's your age? 19. You're 19 and you think you're not ready for marriage for a few different reasons, which I wish that was mentioned, but it was not mentioned. Of exactly, was it mentioned? No. But I'm not interested. So what do I do? Okay, so you're not interested. It could be three things. You're not interested to the individual that your parents, maybe they're providing for you to get married to. You're not interested because it's the wrong timing. You're not interested because you think or you believe that this is maybe too early for you to get married. Because I know this is some type of there's this mindset that's going around these days, especially in young people. Sometimes when I go to universities and talk at schools, and the mindset of the young people these days is much, much different than, let's say, when we were young, several years back. Hey, brother's not that old, all right? But when I was in college, and the college atmosphere now is very, very much different. But obviously you find really bright people in every age, and you find people that need some work in every age and every group of people. But if why you don't want to get married is to study if it's to study, meaning like you want to finish your school before you want to get married. This is the biggest stereotype or the biggest excuse that people give off when it comes to marriage. But that's not good reason of enough. If you think you're not ready, that's also not a good reason of enough to refuse a marriage at this moment in life for you. The most reasonable one, I would say, is if you're not interested in the person that your parents are providing, I would say you have a valid reason at this moment. It could be attraction, if you're not attracted to the person. And that's a very, very important thing in marriage, that you're attracted to the person. That's very, very important. Okay, now that's a valid and a good reason that I could respect. And if that's the reason, I gotta have a good solution for you. But if it's because of you want to finish school, because of and you're postponing marriage because of something that's really not a good reason, then I gotta admit to you that that is not a wise choice to make. You know what happens to a lot of people? They push off marriage, and a lot of good people come to them at a good time, and they turn those people away. And in return, you know what happens to them? They don't get married for a long, long, long time. You don't want to be that situation. If this situation is good for you, and the person that your parents are providing is actually a good person with deen, with akhlaq, with a personality that maybe let's be honest, no one's gonna be perfect. We gotta get that out of the way. No one's gonna be perfect. But if this person is good enough and they have the minimum qualifications that you want, or the standard that you at least expect from a person, I say go for it. And I'm really gonna encourage you for it. But if this person is somebody that is, obviously I know your parents are not gonna bring somebody who hasn't met their standard. You know what I mean? No parent's gonna do that unless something's going on up here. You know what I mean? No parent would ever provide or would ever want their son or daughter to get married to somebody that's not, you know what I mean, that hasn't met their standard. So I'm sure the standard has been met by your parents. Their standard has been met. So now it's your standard. So if you're connected to them, if you're not connecting with this person, and physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, it could be, then you have a valid reason. But if it's for anything else, I gotta say that I think what your parents have provided for you might have barakah in it, right? It's amazing that this question comes up, because I was actually watching a video a few days ago and somebody sent it to me, and it was about marriage, and the sheikh made a good point. And he said, if your parents told you to not marry someone, don't marry that person. And I was like, interesting, okay, because I know sometimes parents might make the wrong choices in these categories, right? And then I was like, then he said, obeying your parents is something wajib. Getting married is something optional. You know, you don't, he was comparing the obedience of parents being wajib and the optionality of marriage at certain times, because marriage does become wajib certain times. And he was saying that, would you neglect something that is wajib for something that is optional? And that was a very amazing point. But now we got the flip side here in this question, which is parents want you to get married and you don't want to get married. So at the end of the day, because we don't have the exact reasons of why you don't want to get married and you're refusing the option that your parents have provided for you, it's important to note that if somebody came to you and this person has religious commitment and their character is good and your parents love this person, and you know what I mean, it's encouraged that you accept this type of a marriage. And getting married at 19 is perfect, it's good. Are you kidding me? This is 19, right? Yeah, 19. That's a perfect age to get married. Whether this is a brother or a sister, this is a good age to get married at, right? This is actually one of the best times to get married, right? This is when a lot of people, the temptations of shahwa destroy them, right? But when a person's already established, in a relationship, marriage, a relationship that is based on marriage, not haram relationships, this is really, really an amazing time for this person. And I know sometimes you might hear younger marriages don't last and all this type of stereotypical things. Any marriage cannot last. 40-year-old marriage, 30-year-old marriages, a 1-year-old marriage, it doesn't matter. People who get married at 30, sometimes it doesn't work out. Don't ever take that type of math, because it's not being played out correctly. It's manipulating the young people's minds, and I don't really like that when people do they do math like that. Some of the best couples I know now got married when we were 19. No joke. When we were 19, 20, some of the best couples now they have 3, 4 kids, mashallah, and they've grown together. And you know, it's an amazing type of feeling when you really see them or watch them and see how much they've grown. It's really, really amazing. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives barakah to people who take these, who protect their deen, their chastity, their modesty into something halal instead of into something haram. And Allah will put barakah into their into their lives, and I gotta respect that. I have no other option but to respect that. So I encourage you and any 19-year-old who's really thinking about this move to make sure that they listen to their parents and do that which is pleasing to themselves, to their parents, and to their deen. And that is very, very crucial, I have to admit. And we'll leave you with those words, and inshallah take the best of what has been said. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.